Hello, welcome to Brighten Your Corner Ministry. My name is Cindy Ann Lewis Walcott, and we are studying life lessons from the Holy Bible. You don't have to be religious, these lessons are for holistic living. Today, we are into the second book of the Holy Bible. We are beginning life lessons from the book of Exodus. Exodus is about the children of Israel, and so the story continues from Genesis. And our lesson today I call There's Always a Way Out. And we're going to study this lesson in Exodus chapter 1, verses, I think from about verses 8 to 19. So I just set a lesson up, as you know, in Genesis, ended with Jacob, who's called Israel, dying, and his sons, Joseph, and the rest of the sons are now left behind. And in Exodus, though, now we've seen a few generations later, and a new king came in who doesn't know about Joseph and all the credit. Joseph died also, and all his brethren died. So now their children and grandchildren are there, and this new Pharaoh doesn't know much about their contribution. All he's seeing is that they've multiplied and they're such a great nation that fear is instilled in him. And so now he's going to try and control them. And he has ways of controlling them. He has them with taskmasters over them, so he's turned them into slaves basically, or they're in bondage. And now he still can't control them, no matter how much work he gives them to do, and maybe how tired he makes them. They still go home and make babies. So sorry, that's just exciting for me. So now he's going to employ a new way. He's asked the midwives to go ahead and kill every male baby that's been born and save the females. So I think basically males, he's thinking that in time, if they're only females, they're gonna have to marry Egyptians and become Egyptians, whereas if they're male and females, they would still be making Israelite babies. And the midwives now have found a way because they feared God. So they're not going to kill babies. They're not going to kill babies, and they're not particularly going to kill these Hebrew babies, so the children of Israel. And so babies are still being born after they got the order from the Pharaoh to kill all the males that are being born. And Pharaoh called them in. What's going on? Babies are still being born. I see males everywhere. And I'm going to read to you what the midwives said to Pharaoh, which is really exciting. And the midwife said unto Pharaoh, because the Hebrew women are not as the Egyptian women, for they are lively, and are delivered ere the midwives come unto them. So they're basically telling Pharaoh, these women aren't waiting for us to come to deliver their babies. They're delivering their babies themselves. And so it's a way out for the midwife that they're not going to go again, violate God's word. And it's a way out for the Hebrew women. They're delivering their own babies. They don't have to wait for the midwife to come. So if they're doing it, we don't know. If the midwife just made the story up, we don't know. But either way, there's a way out for both sides. And I want us to start thinking when we're in a jam, and I think we studied a lesson before to that effect, that we see fear pushing this Pharaoh now into trying to control the population, and do some bit of family planning or birth control or something like that. And we're seeing here that the women find ways to preserve their line, their blood, their culture, their people, their customs, and everything. So I like this lesson. It's coming right up at the top because we see it seemed to be pushing people, both the midwives and the children of Israel, the Hebrews, pushing them both into a state where they're going to be looking at extinction or genocide. And they're both finding ways to continue what they need to continue. So the midwives situation is when we get there, the women already delivered. They're not waiting for us. And with the Hebrew children, they're delivering the babies. They're not waiting for the midwives to come and kill the baby, which would not have happened because we read that the midwives did fear God, and so probably they, say a little word to the Hebrew women. Look, if you go ahead and you make the baby before I get here, I have, the baby's already born. So I like this lesson, and I want us to start looking at ways when we're backed into a corner. We studied that in the lesson sometime with the girl who played by their rules and won the game, the one who dropped the pebble. Um, so it's a similar lesson. And in Exodus, we're going to find lots of similar lessons that are similar to those lessons we found in Genesis. And I would probably, there'd be some lessons that I would skip over because if it's, all the assets are the same, or aspects of the lesson are the same, I'm not gonna revisit it. But if there are something different, bringing in a different element into it, we will revisit it. So here, this lesson today is there's always a way out. So look at it, start thinking. You don't just think wide, think deep as well, and and always ask God in. Ask God to help you with solutions. He might put people in your way to give you the answers. For me, sometimes I just have to see a word or read a text or hear somebody say something and my mind goes somewhere else. Yesterday, something happened where I was looking at, let's say, ice cream or something. And I said to my granddaughters, um, oh, that reminds me of something totally different. And they said, how does ice cream pictures remind you of what you're saying now? I said, I don't know. But I just look at that thing and I found the solution to something else. It somehow make, I think, liveliness, vibrancy, the colors. So there might be, God has many ways. God have many ways. God's pearl. There are many ways that you will find solutions, and just keep continuing to ask God. Be observant as well of what's going on around you, and you would find the answers. When you think you're stuck in a rut and you're backed into a corner, you will find a way out. There's always a way out. Trust the Bible. I hope this lesson again is educational, and I hope you would share it with somebody, whether you think it will be beneficial to them or not, because they may have somebody that it could be beneficial to. Please remember to give me a thumbs up, means like, share, and subscribe. Have yourself a wonderful day, and we will continue with lessons from the book of Exodus. Bye bye now.